I don't know why you changed anything. Why do you get things figured out? And it's like, I'm Dan Boyd. How do I make my life more complicated? It's
Tony,
not like I'm like your
delved
mean
deep
boss
into my
that's
psyche.
like, Dan, well, can I get you to circle back on using this other piece of software that no one knows anything about? Can you put some of your free time and energy into that?
I definitely just try to make stuff harder on myself. You always got to be pushing forward, right? You're like, oh, could I make this better? And the answer is, in some ways, yes, but in other ways, no.
Yeah.
Does anybody else have any incisive feedback for Dan?
No, but I do have a question. Will that mess up totalpartykill.live, or
No,
will the YouTube still pop up?
Nope, it won't mess it up at all because it just takes whatever's broadcasting on the incomparable. We're still broadcasting. It's literally just the title below the video is the only thing I can't change.
I keep refreshing the page and it
takes 5 minutes because it's cache.
Oh, 5.
5 minutes.
That's
if you hit it more frequently than every 5 minutes, you quickly exceed your API quota, and it's like, no, we won't even tell you if anything's live anymore, and that's
that makes
bad.
Sense.
It's not approximation; it's exactly 5 minutes. Well, that's not true. Maximum 5 minutes.
Minimum 0 minutes.
Minimum instantaneously in theory, but I've never seen that happen.
Today could be the day.
I mean, it didn't happen yet, so it's not today.
Do we want to go live again?
No, we're okay. We're live. There's people.
Well,
okay.
I assume they can hear us.
I see it.
People, can you hear us?
Dark Sun, April 29th, 2021.
7 people are watching.
People are watching.
Will
and
Wagner's
I checked. There's
already there
audio.
somehow.
We're good.
Yay!
Well, once
Simon
I
Wells
start the
says
stream.
Wednesday morning.
Yeah.
So, they said we couldn't do it or that we shouldn't do it. It was one of those, and here we are.
Are you sure it was just one? Could have been both.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm
was
not
at
good
least
at anything
one.
anymore.
They said, "Help us put out this fire."
And I said,
"Start
no.
a fire."
I'm a fire starter, not a fire stopper. So
that was it. That's all you had. Good night, everyone.
Good night. My brain is bad. This is good. This is good. I keep saying that.
How are you doing,
Okay.
Jen? Are you doing
Tony?
well?
Do I need to have you go live again? Do I need to change your metadata?
Yeah, restart Tony.
Reboot tune.
Everything's fine.
I've been sleeping until 1 o'clock, and I agreed to do a 9 o'clock podcast tomorrow. So
why would
see how my
that
brain is in the
mistakes?
morning.
Oh wait, is that my?
Yes.
Is that our show?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
You're doing a show with me.
Yep.
We'll know why you're there. If you come in like with the sunglasses and the hangover look, we'll know why.
Me and my 3 hours of sleep.
All right. Well,
special
Tony, you're in charge against all of our better judgment.
Okay.
No.
All right. Let us pretend that we have a modicum of organization, quality, and safety protocols.
Pick 2.
Yeah. We are going to play some D&D very shortly, live stream. There are now 10 people watching. That's great. Somebody says we hear you. That's appreciated so that we know our technology is working.
But do you see us? Are we seen?
Acting.
Do you feel
I prefer
seen?
not to be seen. Let me just remind our players, because I think it has been a little while. Every time we play this game, I assume we've never done this before, despite that we've been doing it for a million years, with only 500,000 years to go to finish the campaign. Last time you were at Brictavio's tower, or Rudolph von Richten, depending on how you prefer to think about him, and you learned some information about the nature of vampires and about Ravenloft from one Esmeralda Davenier, and then you set off for Valaki. Let me just do a quick check of your sidekick count. You have a pony, correct?
Check.
You have Sama still?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Argo?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
A very hooded girl.
Androdite?
Check.
And I believe I forgot to put on the map one Basilica. And we'll get a better token for Basilica next
so
time.
creepy.
It's
I know,
horrifying.
Basilica is a flesh golem, but through the work of the diva
abbot.
that created the abbot that created her, I think she really just looks like a pale skinned woman. And the thing that they have given us in D&D Beyond kind of looks like homunculi, is what I would say. Heavy
She
on the
looks like
stitches.
a tall cutie.
It puts
not
the
this.
It puts the uncle in homunculi.
Yeah. So I don't know. I was like, in my head, she kind of looks like the Corpse Bride from that animated movie. But she could look like any, I guess, pale woman. Even I guess the Corpse Bride might have more visible stitching than theoretically she is a well constructed flesh golem destined to. I think I just because she is you all were intent on getting a wedding dress, and that character has a wedding dress. I had that in my head, but I know Jane hates pop culture references, so we won't insert that into our fictional narrative.
Jane hates pop culture references. That's good to know.
Jane, and now that Jane has shared one of her pet peeves of D&D, which is
3/4 of our humor.
But it's specifically it's canonical pop culture references. Like if you went into the tavern and all the characters were named after Star Trek: The Next Generation characters. Yeah. Our jokes can totally be that, and you know what? I feel like I felt neutral about it, and then Jane pointed out, and it's not like, oh, I hate that too now. So it's like I can't unsee it.
I did play.
All my characters that are named after Doctor Who things are.
Which thankfully none of them I recognize because
I don't know the canon.
I would never use one people would recognize.
Sure, yeah, because you use.
I
like obscure, like, oh yeah, this is a character from a deleted scene from the 60s.
I was briefly in a Dungeon World campaign where one of the other players had a character named Mary Berry, and I made a druid named Pole of the Holy Wood, and that was probably the highest point I got with like pop culture in my game.
It's
I
a
feel
little
like
different for
player character,
post-apocalyptic.
Yes.
Oh, because
but I think in fantasy, like I feel like in Gamma World, I would be more okay with it. In Gamma World, it would be like carried down, and they, like
the legend of the Great British Bake Off has persisted through the years past the apocalypse. And
I was just reminded.
It is a story of a war that ravaged.
How do you feel about character Kingdom. Names that specifically grief like DMs? Because I was just reminded by my wife.
I believe we call all of them.
in one of a campaigns run by her.
You mean
friend,
like Pony Cinderlard?
I guess okay. In one of the characters run by one of the campaigns run by one of her friends, I had a sorcerer named Richard Baxtery or Rish Baxtery, and that really won me some friends.
No, that one's good.
I just remembered that we had not actually started the episode yet.
Oh yeah, that's not happened yet.
I love everything's great.
Surgical strike, people.
Surgical strike, in and out. Welcome back to Total Party Kill. It's me, Tony Sindelar. Wherever you are, whenever you are, it's Tuesday night here in Barovia. That's right, we are continuing the adventures of the Dog and Pony Show, playing the epic adventure, The Curse of Strahd. Allow me to introduce our players. They will introduce their characters, and then I'll remind you of the action so far. Starting off, it's everybody's favorite sky pilot. It's Dan Carnage. Oh, no, he wasn't.
I am Dan Carnage.
Dan, I'd like to say that many of my intros are improvised on the spot. That one is totally ripped from a DuckTales episode I saw 3 weeks ago and think about every day.
That's because Don Carnage is amazing. But I'm not Don Carnage.
Well, it's specifically somebody keeps calling him Dan Carnage. That's doesn't true. Like it. So, yeah.
I am not
welcome
Dan.
Dan.
I am Dan Moore, playing Cast in Onatar's Crucible, a Warforged cleric of the god Onatar, who uses the pronouns they, them, while I use the pronouns he, him.
Thank you, Dan. Next up, it's Erica Ensign. Hi, Erica.
Hello. I play Brildish, the Dwarven Paladin. Her pronouns, like mine, are she, her. And Brildish has a celestial pony named Pony Cindelarant, whose pronouns are he, him.
Also joining us, it's Micah Sargent.
Please, Tony, call me Turnpike.
Also joining us, it's Turnpike Sergeant Micah Turnpike. Micah? Yeah, I know.
Micah
Turnpike Micah is not. There's a little too much
I like
in that
that though.
one.
Turnpike Micah.
I like it.
Turnpike Micah.
Yeah, I like it.
I feel like you have to pick him up
like
on the side of the road somewhere.
It sounds like a kind of gem that you might buy at Turnpike Micah.
Oh, yeah.
He's like a train hopper.
All right.
Because Micah is
Bindle.
a gem. Micah Sargent, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you so much. I play Elevor Landman, the half-elf druid, and also Samus, the saber-toothed tiger. Elevor and my pronouns are he, him, and Samus's are she, her.
Thank you, Micah. Also joining us, it's Aline Sims. Hi, Aline.
Hello, I play Imra Soliana, the Wood Elf Ranger, and her trusty not steed Androdite. the Mastiff puppy. And we all are she, her pronoun people.
And last, but certainly not least, it's Jane Ritt. Welcome, Jane.
Hi, Tony and everyone. I play Lena Dulina, the human rogue. We both use she, her pronouns.
And I've already forgotten if I actually introduced myself, but I am Tony Sindelar. I use he, him, his pronouns. I am here dungeon mastering today, as I am many days under the banner that is Total Party Kill. So what have our adventures been up to? Well, they've been east and west all over Barovia. That is to say, big Barovia. They have fought druids. They have fought an old lady who lived in a walking hut. They have been to scary abbot asylum places. A lot of stuff has happened, and they've gathered a variety of intelligence against one Strahd von Zarovich, and now seem prepared to take the fight to him. That's right, they're headed to Castle Ravenloft, intent on confronting one Strahd von Zarovich. Along the way, they are passing through the town of Vallaki, a town they have passed through before. You are accompanied by your various entourage at this point, as previously mentioned. That you've got Samus, the saber-toothed tiger, Pony the pony, Andrew Dite the dog, Argal the assassin, who I have totally forgotten to put on the map, and one of Basilica, a flesh golem created by the abbot, intended as a bride for Strahd, built at his request. Lots of creepy things about that. But you have previously befriended her and planned to kind of, I guess, travel with her to Ravenloft, and perhaps she will be helpful in your adventures. But on your way to the aforementioned Ravenloft, you have passed near Vallaki, and things do not look good. Vallaki is a walled town it's the largest settlement in all of Barovia, much bigger than the smaller Little Barovia and Berez to the west. And it's overseen by a somewhat tyrannical burgermeister, one Baron Valakovich, who is perhaps best known for a style of government based around mandatory festivals every several days.
Point of order, I would like to rename my character Tyrannical Burgermeister.
I hadn't said Burgermeister in quite a while in this game. It's been a while.
Yeah.
It's been a while. We haven't been in Civilization here in Barovia, and I think I've actually said Burgermeister so many times now that I don't think it's a stupid word. So usually it's like you say a word so many times that it loses all meaning. Mm-hmm. And it's like here, it's like, no, it's fine. That's a totally regular word.
More powerful
I feel
every
like
time.
Early on in this adventure, maybe even the first episode, you said Burgermeister like 18 times, and we're like, this is the funniest word that I have ever heard.
It's still a little funny when I think about it. Pretty good. On my burgers.
That's your problem. Don't think about it.
Yeah. Yep. So a clock started then and has just rang with it has become a normal word to us.
My watch is done. Yeah. So yeah. Good job, Tony's brain. So you are approaching the outskirts of Vallaki, and you notice that things don't look great there. There's kind of columns of smoke rising from perhaps some recent fires across town. There's no other traffic on the Old Svalich Road coming or going from Vallaki, and you can even see here kind of from a distance that the main gates into Vallaki are closed. So it seems like things are not as you left them when you were back in Vallaki. Oh, so many, I don't know, it was like a year ago in our time. I don't know how many days ago it was in game time because I can't keep track of that. My brain doesn't work that way. Probably like a week.
I have a question. So does Lena have her little smoke dragon?
I believe so, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay,
Yep.
So that's just one more to add to the menagerie.
I was going to say I'm not making a token for that. And I was like, I think I have a token for that. It's just on a different map. I don't know how many tokens you need to drag around. It's unclear. I don't know if the smoke dragon is a combat operative so much as
I don't think Lena would allow that.
No, Lena is not going to use the smoke dragon for either combat or utility purposes.
I appreciate that as a dungeon master.
Well, also, I feel like you mentioned that it only has like 6 hit points. So her operating orders are, if there is danger, just hover distantly and watch.
It's mainly number of sidekicks that you have, and some of you entered this campaign with your companion animals, but almost everyone has picked up some kind of. Dan, I think I need you to manage Basilica. Are you up for that? I think you were the next.
Basilica.
I think you're the only one that doesn't currently have some
He's
kind
our
of
construct
minion.
specialist.
That's
minion,
true.
yeah.
We are fellow constructs.
Yeah, I think that, I mean, if Elevor's got Samus, Lena, you're in charge of Aragal.
You can have Aragal.
Everyone's quick to volunteer Aragal. Yeah.
Poor Aragal.
It is fun playing 2 rogues, though, because sometimes I can roll like 15d6.
Crucible has never gotten along with the Aragal, like, not because Crucible doesn't get along to it, but like one time they were having a snack and Crucible offered him a handful of ball bearings and he did not seem appreciative. So it's kind of just.
I mean, he choked him down, but it was but he made a weird face the whole time. All right, we've been technically playing Dungeons and Dragons for 10 minutes and nothing has happened yet.
We approach the gate cautiously.
All right, it is, I think, probably mid to late afternoon. The sun is shining, which is to say it's not shining because it's Barovia. There's some kind of glow comes from behind the ever-present gray, cloudy sky. But there does not seem to be anyone at the gates. The gates appear closed.
Hello, we wish to enter the city.
No response.
That's weird.
Weird.
I'm gonna roll a perception check, just to see if there's anything that can be seen that gives us any more hint other than what we have been able to see thus far.
We saw smoke hanging above the city, didn't we? When we last left. Okay.
Yeah. So I want more than that. I rolled a 21, so hopefully I can have more than that. To just try to get some more hints maybe about what the heck's going on.
I would say with your finely attuned senses, Elevor, you definitely smell some this kind of smoldering ashes of recent fires. It's very quiet here. Strange that there's certainly no sounds of, Vallaki is a dense settlement, and you expect to hear sounds of people working and children playing and people doing various chores and whatnot, and it's just deathly quiet.
I don't have a good feeling about this.
Sorry, I couldn't hear over both of you.
I asked if there was playing in Barovia, because children not sound like
sure.
Barovia.
So I mean, children occasionally make noise as they scamper off into the woods to be abducted by.
Okay.
Yes,
makes more sense.
Yeah, we fight each other.
When I said the sound of children playing, I meant the children of the night.
Okay, thank you.
Sure.
Tony,
vampires cavorting with little werewolves and whatnot.
Have we reached the gate? We've reached the gates, right?
Yeah, I think so.
They appear still locked, still barred or whatever.
I don't think it's obvious from this side, but they appear to be closed and secured in place. Yes.
How high are the gates?
How high are the gates / walls? That is totally a question that I knew you were going to ask, that I meant to look up ahead of time. Am I just going to say 15 feet? Or am I scrolling through a PDF trying to find a more exact number? No one can say.
Can't you do Command F? High.
Let's put it this way: higher than Crucible could easily boost Lena and so she hops over it.
15 foot. But the wall and gates are 15 feet high, and they're kind of made. I imagine them kind of old timey fort style,
stockade.
Big, stockade style, big wooden kind of posts.
Could we? I mean, could Crucible essentially give Lena a boost and get her over that?
Lena's very roguish. I don't know if Lena wants to go over a 15-foot gate.
She asked how high it was. I assumed that's where my brain was going.
Yeah, I'd like to at least try and with a boost kind of scramble up and see what I can see over the.
She can stand on my on Crucible's shoulders, no problem.
All right, Lena, you scramble up on Crucible's shoulders. You are peering over the gate. It is indeed. It looks like you can see down that there are, there are basically some crossbars keeping the gate in place. There are no guards stationed. There would normally be guards stationed here, basically on the wall at the gate, and you can see no guards along the perimeter of the walls around Vallaki. No guards here at the gate. you see the town of Vallaki beyond with its various buildings. There are still some kind of, looks like it's kind of just gray wisps of smoke at this point, but the signs that there were some recent significant fires within Vallaki. Nobody's on the street in front of you.
I am going to try and scramble over the top, and then scramble down and unbar it from the other side.
Sure. Give me a real easy acrobatics check to get over without landing on your neck.
Yep. Real easy athletics check.
Acrobatics, I'd say.
Oh, even better.
Yeah.
Let's do. How's a 27 treat check?
All right. Whoa. Yeah. That is unnecessary.
She flips over and then like flips while landing, kicks the bar up, and then does like a superhero landing.
Yeah. Yes.
That nobody sees because they're on the other side of the door.
Yeah. Yeah, you just launch yourself off Crucible's shoulders. You are never in contact with the wall or gate itself. So, the gate is unbarred. It's a big, heavy set of wooden doors that open inward. It is going to take probably a little bit of work for all of you to kind of push the gates open. But you can now enter it. I guess you could bring your wagon full of wine with you if you want to. So. Not going to leave that on the street unsupervised. Argal and Vasilika seem a little uncertain about this, but they will look to you for direction as to where they should go versus where they should.
There's no the wagon is not covered in any way, right?
I don't think so. I imagine
we determined last time that there was space for them to like get in because we've taken some of the wine out that they could get in.
But it's not a covered wagon.
They would still be seen, I guess, is the point.
Yes.
It's not like an Oregon Trail.
Yeah.
No,
right.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if they wanted to hide, we could throw like a blanket over them.
Yeah, and they'd just be lying under a tarp for hours. So, the life of a non-player character.
I mean, I want to, if they're that nervous, then they can do that. But also, they have hoods.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Start with the hoods.
Start with the hoods.
Yeah. Pony requests a hood.
Pony's got blinders here. Close.
I owe money to the wrong people.
Shall we venture inside then?
All right.
Yeah.
So we'll assume are all of you with wagon and in tow are heading into the town of Vallaki.
I think we should go to the inn.
Yeah, I don't think we should leave anybody behind.
All right. So this map is obviously not to scale with your tokens, so don't worry about that too much.
I'm gigantic.
We have an illustration. You are bigger than most houses, Crucible. We just never noticed until now. So the town, the layout of Vallaki, having spent some time here before. As you make your way down there's basically the main road that is a continuation of the old Solich Road, kind of cuts east to west across Vallaki. There's an offshoot that heads north to Lake Zarovich, but most of the places of interest are either on or within sight of the old Solich Road. As you head into town, you notice that things are very quiet here. There are some of the houses appear to be boarded up, and some buildings are marked with somebody has painted bright red X's on the doors.
Always a good sign.
I ask Lena, what does the red X mean?
Do I recognize this from my youth as a child growing up in Vallaki, Tony?
Such japes we had, painting red X's on one another's doors.
Did you play?
Yes, a festival.
Yeah, did you play Barovian tic-tac-toe? It has no special meaning to you as a child of Barovia.
I don't recognize it, but it seems bad.
This is like the opposite of a festival.
Now who's sad about festivals? You people are.
Shall we continue sort of quietly making our way through the streets towards the center
I feel like
town?
we should get straight to the inn.
All right. I will just remind you of possible locations that you could head to. So you'll
Tony,
head in.
One point of order before we do that. What do you guys think? Should we bar the gate behind us?
Oh yeah, let's keep it closed. Yeah.
Okay, we'll do that before we go. We'll replace the bar. and close the gate.
Take only memories, leave only gates that you close behind yourself.
That's right.
Yes.
That's
Got
right.
it. All right. So you return the gate to its locked fashion. You're heading down the road. On your left is the main church of Vallaki. I don't know if you really spent any time there.
Nope.
I didn't even know there was a church.
Yeah, it's let me tell you, very similar in layout and design to that one church in Little Barovia where you spent a night. Remember that? Good times. Nothing bad happened there except for that vampire child.
Nothing bad happened to us.
Yeah, nothing bad happened to you. You know that the Blue Water Inn is in the center of town. It's the token that says N2 on it. What other locations might you care about that you're going to ask me about later?
Blinsky.
Blinsky, I believe, is N7, also center of town. N3 is the Burgermeister's mansion. I think N4 is Walker House, which is remember you almost joined a book club and you didn't.
That's right.
Yeah, memories.
I think we only really like Blinsky and the inn. So regardless of the overall situation of the town, we're probably going to check on them first.
We're here to.
All right.
Yeah, the only other one we care about is the Burgermeister's house because there's a wedding dress in it.
All right. Yeah. So you head in the direction of the Blue Water Inn, a place of previous refuge where you only got attacked every night that you slept there, and are trudging along. It does
some
seem
of those attacks became friends.
Yeah.
Yes.
50% of attacks turned
Those
out
attacks
into
were literally the friends we made along the way.
Yeah, except for that strange man who was outside the window tapping.
He's just a pre-friend, Tony.
Yeah, well,
he did invite us for brunch.
Yeah, and you turned it down, and murdered his girlfriend in a lake.
I don't think we turned it down as much as events happened and he decided to rescind it.
Yeah, we dilly-dallied just a little bit.
We remember things differently.
Such as I heard it all 3 times. I'm pretty sure I'm right on this one.
Okay.
I was there, I edited it, and then I listened to the episodes.
So you passed
a
variety of houses that are all that are boarded up, that have red X's painted on them. It does seem like you do notice as you get closer to the center of town, a little bit of sense of kind of, the town is not abandoned. Elivor, I'll apply your 21 perception check here. You definitely kind of catch out of the corner of your eye, maybe a person peeking out of a second story window from behind a curtain and then, disappearing from view as soon as anyone looks in that
whispers, contrary to what I believed before, there are still people here. They're all just hiding.
Really? Relish looks around.
I just say, be chill, be chill.
And as you are heading toward the center of town, feel free to just move all your tokens in that direction. From around a corner on a side street comes a quartet of guards. May or may not be people that you've harmed or harmed their close friends and relatives in your previous trip to Vallaki, but they have the distinctive look of the Vallaki militia. They are patrolling as a group. They are carrying weapons out in the open, so they've got their swords in their hands. 2 of them have bows and arrows with arrows kind of ready, and they say, "Halt!"
Oh, hello.
Who goes there?
We have wine.
What misfortune has befallen the city?
Who are you people?
We are visitors to this town. We stopped by how long ago was it? Days, weeks?
A few days ago.
Days, yeah.
We were here ago.
And
we were sent by the proprietor of the inn to go and fetch wine. As you can see, we have just returned with it. What has happened while we were gone?
How did you even get through the gates?
They were open.
I grew up here. I have my ways.
Give me a quick
like an open gate.
A quick bluff check there, Elivor. I will give you. You can have advantage on it because the person you're talking to is not the brightest.
All right. There's 1 roll and there's 2 rolls. I'm gonna just take a little inspiration. How's a 16?
The guy says, Okay. It shouldn't have been open. We'll have to go check on that right away.
Oh, we took
And
care
we
of
should
that.
probably report this. Well, get to the inn. You gotta. Nobody should be out on the street. You definitely don't want to be here after sundown. Move along, citizen.
Now,
Gestures dramatically with his sword.
we're gladly on our way to the inn, but maybe we could be of assistance. What's going on here?
Something's been attacking the people. Something at night.
And what about
kind of
these
attacks?
marks on the doors? Are these places that are cleared from the attacks, or are these places where the attacks might be coming from? Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Those are people that have been taken.
So there's no one inside of the X stores.
I mean, not much left.
Oh.
Taken how?
Something has been attacking people at night. It doesn't make any sense. The festivals, we're supposed to be safe. This is supposed to be. It's not well. One of the other guards comforts him. They're there, Walter. They'll be okay.
Crucible reaches out and puts a hand on the shoulder of that guard and says,
Walter.
Walter,
Yeah.
everything will be okay. Trust in your faith.
And if your faith fails you after patrol, come to the inn. There's wine now.
Or
And if
trust
the
in
wine,
steel.
and if the wine fails you, perhaps we can be there to help you, Walter.
Come on, guys. We should go check the gate. Walter and his three coworkers look ready to head off to the gate.
Elevor does say, "You really don't have to because we closed it, but okay." And then we can just keep
All right.
trumbling along.
The Blue Water Inn is not far from where you are. It does not look like anyone else is staying at the Blue Water Inn. There's no sign of horses tied up outside. The curtains are all drawn. The door that would normally be open with inviting you into the tap room of the Blue Water Inn is closed. Things seem abandoned, quiet, desolate, unwelcoming at the very least.
We
I-
knock
I-
on the door.
Yeah, I don't. I'm on pony, so I'm not knocking. But
Okay.
Crucible will step up and rap at the door.
You kind of hear your knock kind of echo in a big quiet room beyond. There's no response.
Is the door open?
You want to check the door?
Yeah.
Sure. The door appears to be locked because it is
Lena
locked.
yells, "Wine!"
Now, Lena, whining won't get us anywhere.
Is this the inn has more than one floor, right?
The inn does have more than one floor. Let me just check here. I don't have the map.
This
totally
is like
ready.
the main door, right? Like this is like the
yeah.
door we would go in if we were coming to stay at the
Yeah.
inn, and it's locked.
The inn has multiple floors, and it does have it even has multiple entrances. And yes, you know that, for example, you all stayed in one large room on the second floor of the inn. There are other rooms on the inn. But yeah, it does not seem like it's possible that, if somebody is,
Are there any
deep.
windows open is what I want to know.
I would also knock. Crucible will knock louder.
All right.
you could try some other doors that might be closer to where people would be inside. Like if they're just hunkering down, they're not going to hunker down in the main tap room.
You knock louder, and you do hear there are some ravens up on top of the roof of the Blue Water Inn, up kind of by the peak of the roof,
I wave at
and
the
they seem to be cawing noisily back and forth to each other, perhaps in reaction to your knock.
We gesture at the wine, and then at ourselves.
One of the ravens kind of takes off and swoops around, does a little loop, and then heads in through. It looks like there must be like a little opening, kind of at the peak of the roof, and you hear a few moments pass, and some kind of the shuffling of feet inside the tap room beyond, and let me just I can show you the map to remind you of what this layout of this place. I just have to make it actually not do all the dynamic lighting stuff that it updated to do. Dynamic lighting off.
Static lighting in.
Don't worry too much about the details of this map. It'll be fine. It's got your old tokens because I didn't update it.
Hey, look, it's us.
Sorry about that.
No, it's
remember,
it's the
remember
old
your
version
kids?
of us.
Yeah.
This is like a time travel
Now
movie
you must-
where we
now
you have to
run into
fight
ourselves.
ourselves.
No. So, Erwin Mardikoff, one of the owners, he owns and operates the tavern, is there. He looks a little disheveled. He seems to be wearing like a nightshirt, but he's looking at you as you are standing on the stoop of his tavern. Hello,
We're back.
you're back, and with
Yeah.
wine.
Yeah, we said we were gonna go and figure it out, and we did. Things seem a little different here than when we left.
Yes, you should. Here, let us bring that around back, and we'll get you off the street as quickly as we can.
Okay.
Right this way.
I
So,
put Pony in the stables.
yeah, you put Pony in the stables. Argos stays there. So
Make sure he gets plenty of water.
yes, and
Also the pony.
Which one?
Yeah, a helping quantity of hay for each. And the rest of you and Basilica head into the cold, dark, otherwise empty main tap room of the Blue Water Inn. You can see the two Mardikoff children kind of peeking out from a door that leads into the kitchen off the side of the bar before the matriarch kind of pulls them back and closes the door. And Erwin Mardikoff is there. He's kind of wringing his hands and says, "We were possibly making plans to depart Vallaki ourselves. Things are not as safe here as they once were."
We heard
What's
about the
going on?
attacks from the people patrolling. Can do you know anything more about these? What exactly has been attacking these people?
It seems to be servants of Strahd. I've never before inside a town like this here in Vallaki. I don't understand it. This is very new.
Can you tell us when these attacks began?
A few days ago. Every night, people wake up in the morning and they find houses that have been broken into and the people inside slaughtered or taken.
Did anything peculiar or unusual happen before the attack started?
Not that I can think of.
Tony, point of order. A few days ago, would that be around the time that that whole thing with that pool of water happened?
Maybe. Who can
Oh
say?
man, is this on us?
How
I
could it
mean,
not be?
are you responsible for the actions of a mad vampire lord, Dan? Are you?
Are
taking
we?
that onto
I
your
don't
shoulders?
know.
I mean, I just feel like I honestly I think you could put a lot of this on me. Is what I'm saying.
right. I can live with that.
Tony, how could you do this to these poor people?
It's in a book. Very few of these people are real. I
Books
wanna
can kill, Tony.
Very few.
Okay, wow.
There's a couple of people who have wronged me, and now they're trapped in this adventure. Deal with it.
Candle keep.
Us. We are the people.
Yeah, Aline, Micah, Dan.
Oh
Aaron,
no,
Noah.
dude. This is like the time my roommates named like their fish in their aquarium after like actual friends of ours, and then I got home one day.
You should not do
Don't
that
do that
with
because
fish.
I got home one day and I'm
That
like,
is-
oh, what's going on? He's like, oh well, Chris died. I'm like, what
No!
happened?
No.
You seem fine this morning. Oh
is-
no, that's
do
a
not-
snail.
Do not name animals after friends. Maybe like a tortoise. Maybe
Maybe.
they live a very long
Don't
time.
birds live a long time?
Some birds.
Some birds.
Other
Yeah.
birds.
All right, to rewind us here for a moment.
You
I
had
would
that
like-
experience with the
Crucible.
short-lived bird. Some
Crucible.
birds.
Crucible would like to inquire from the proprietor if there is any pattern to the people who have been taken or attacked.
No, we've been trying, and there's been some communication with the rest of my family. They've been debating whether we should stay here or they should try and reinforce us, or we should just give up on Vallaki. But it doesn't make any sense. It's nothing like this has ever happened before. I mean, the roads at night have never been safe, but here within the town.
Well, I can tell you that your
Erwin
family's
Mardikoff seems to
position,
be molting.
your family's position is much improved. We have managed to stabilize the druid situation that they were dealing with.
I heard. I appreciate this. The wine is more than I could even. You've done so much for our people, for the people of Barovia. I wish you were here at a better time.
I go and get like a giant stein full of wine and just hand it to him and go, here, you look like you could use
He
this.
glugs it noisily.
The traditional Barovian wine stein.
Yeah, his beard is streaked with red and purple. He kind of wipes his mouth. I don't know. I don't know what happened.
We would be pleased to render our assistance if possible, but without knowing where the next attack might be coming, it is difficult for us to figure out how to intercept these agents of the devil.
I think they're in the town. I don't think they're coming over the walls. I think they're here.
Do you think the calls are coming from inside the town?
I think that's what I said.
Okay, I just wanted to confirm.
I don't understand your reference.
That pop culture reference inside of a game.
None of you are real.
I feel trapped.
Computer and program.
I mean, we could certainly at least spend the night here and maybe nap until sundown and protect the inn and any of the buildings right around here. I don't think we can stretch ourselves, thin to protect the entire town, but maybe we could at least get some eyes on what's happening. And
yeah, I would like to check on Blinsky first, and we could stay here, but maybe we just promise to come back.
Leave the wine and Aragal, and maybe let's go check.
And see if, maybe the dress would be an easy thing to get before night hits.
It's really easy to steal stuff in a town where everybody is terrified.
And the points don't matter.
We also, your unique bond with Pony Cindelarent could perhaps help us in that we would be able to have Pony remain here with the family and alert us if we wish to patrol or inspect other locations.
That's true, as long as we don't go farther than a mile.
So Blinsky's toy shop is just down the street, basically, from the Blue Water Inn, if that is where you would like to head next.
I think that's.
I will ask Erwin Martikov. I mean, has anybody thought to bring people together? Like maybe have a bunch of people at the inn, a bunch of people at the church, and barricade those buildings?
Everyone is afraid of everyone. Everyone thinks that perhaps their neighbor is one of these creatures. Some people have been spending their nights in the church, and there have been fewer attacks on that side of town. But I don't know. I just don't know. I don't want to be there with all the crowds. It's not clear where is and where isn't safe.
Is there any lore around a sort of a test that can be done to determine if we might be, dealing with somebody who would be attacking? Is there some way that we would be able to determine that if we could get everyone together and, if there's a rapid test available, say, to check, then we could sort of.
I mean, I guess you did learn some information. It depends what nature of creatures they are. I mean, Strahd has many servants, be it the creatures of the forest, be it humans who are just doing his bidding. Certainly the undead and, vampires are a little bit easier to spot and can only operate in certain conditions.
Maybe we could just do like we whisper in their ear, say the following phrase, and you whisper, "I hate Strahd von Sarovich," and then if they say it, then they're good.
Do you want to test Erwin Martikov?
Yeah.
No one will say that. Everyone is afraid to speak his name.
Yeah.
Although he did say Strahd, like literally about 2 minutes ago. I caught that, but that might have been a Tony misspeak.
Not his entire name.
Erwin Martikov isn't as superstitious as the rest of Valaki.
Perhaps we could investigate one of the houses from which the folk have been taken, see what nature of attack it has been.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good idea. So perhaps let's leave the wagon and Aragal here. Do we want to leave Vasilka with Aragal? How do we feel about that?
Let's leave her here for now.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll leave her with Aragal and Pony.
Can we leave her inside? I trust
I'm
her with the
not gonna
ravens
leave.
more.
Let's ask her where she, like, if she would
Yeah.
rather.
Oh,
That's a
yes.
great idea.
Does she want to be alone inside with a bunch of people she doesn't know,
Yeah.
or would she rather hang out with Aragal and Pony in the nice warm stables?
As you may remember,
Well, if you word it like that.
the Silica
Objection.
has a series of nice little like calligraphied little cards now, because Vasilica cannot, I believe, does not have vocal cords, and so she flips through them and she holds up two, and the first one says, she flips over books, and the second card just is a question mark.
Do you have a library, perchance, that our friend here could?
We have a few things that past visitors have left, and he kind of points you over to a corner. There's a kind of sad stack of,
it's all Rictavio's books.
12 or 15 various books. It's like half of them are Tom Clancy novels with the covers torn off.
God, these things show up everywhere.
Yeah. So but there's some travel guides to Barovia, which are real sad. It's
just
mainly
don't.
Yeah.
It's like devolves
Thank
into
you,
a
Jane.
lot of people like, I can't figure out how to leave.
Yeah.
Do panic.
So that was a great reference. So yeah, then we can just tell Aragal Vasilica is going to be inside reading. If danger should happen, please.
Actually, I'd like to ask Vasilica.
Aragal has already started a game of dice with one of the horses that stays in the barn here.
I was gonna say with Pony, or
I think I got this one.
No. I think
Pony's too good.
Pony's
owns
not
Pony.
interested in playing.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's in
Pony's
to
too
Pony.
shrewd
He
for
can't.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I would like to ask Vasilica if she's just looking for general reading, or if there's something specific that she wants to read. Like, should we keep our eye out for a book?
Vasilica flips through the cards and it just says yes.
That was an
So-
either or question, and you got a yes.
Vasilica flips through the cards. Sorry. Flips through the cards again. Books, and then an exclamation point.
So any books.
She flips through. Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
She should really
Well-
keep a couple of these right at the top for you guys.
Yeah.
So
Keep it simple.
Cool. All right, so we can. Move along.
Erwin Mardikov kind of gives you directions. There is one such one site of a recent attack just down the street from the Blue Water Inn. I've put an X on a house.
Creepy.
Yeah, let's check it out.
All right, let's stop
After
by
Blinsky's.
Blinsky's and
Okay.
then head on to the house.
You head down the street to Blinsky. It's literally like 3 or 4 buildings down the street and around the corner.
I'm so worried about
please
Piccolo.
don't cross check my exact directions with that episode 45 episodes ago. But it
Yeah,
is
that
it is
one is
near.
basically across the street.
Yeah,
I
it's very
plugged
nearby.
it into Google Maps. It seems accurate enough.
All right, it's very nearby. Blinsky's does seem to be basically like boarded up. There used to be kind of display windows showing his weird creepy toys, and somebody has put boards over that. There's a curtain drawn at the window. There does not seem to be any activity. The streets are deserted. You don't see another patrol of guards right now, but it's possible another one could be by any moment.
Let's knock on the door. Mr. Blinsky, Piccolo.
Wow.
Hello? We can always go around to the back door. We know there's a back door.
No, but nobody answers at the front door.
Well, let's go to the back door. Plus, then we'll be out of
I was
this.
like,
out of
I was
sight.
like,
wait, let's
when
see
I
if
was
the
prepping this
passphrase
adventure,
works.
I was like, Erica's gonna remember that there was a back door. So,
And it's off an alley, so it'll be more out of sight if another patrol comes around. So I
Yeah.
feel like maybe that's a good
it's
idea.
true.
All right.
Micah,
Do it
did
up.
you want to do something before going to
well,
the back
we
door?
can wait till we go around to the back door, but then at the back door, Elevor sort of looks around like, ready? And then he says, "Is no fun."
From somewhere from inside the house, Star Echo is back. He's no Blinsky!
Hey!
There's the padding of feet as someone rushes across the
Falls
door.
across a few things. like-
Yeah, several, possibly a large crate full of symbols just got knocked onto the ground, and you hear the sound of a bar being pulled back. Several locks click, 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 and Blinsky is standing there looking at you. My friends, I am not thinking I ever see you again.
We have returned.
That's what Blinsky sounds like, right?
Yes.
So,
Yes.
okay. Please come in. Is not safe.
So we have heard.
We follow him in.
Yeah, we're definitely going inside for sure.
Is Piccolo there?
Blinsky rushes you in. Piccolo, his adopted circus monkey, is perched on his shoulder.
Phew.
And you're rushed into a dark and kind of dusty, depressing toy store. Blinsky puts the bar back in place and clicks all the lock closed. He seems a little out of breath from the amount of exertion that he just did. It's a lot of locks. So, my friends, where have you been? What has happened? Tell me. Tell Blinsky of your travels.
Well, we went from here west to the winery, managed to liberate it from the blight that had overtaken it and help some of the inhabitants reclaim what is theirs. And we've indeed brought some wine back to Vallaki, as promised, which hopefully
in any other
will
time,
help.
this would be a time for celebration, but these are not good days for Vallaki.
So we have heard. We've also journeyed farther to Kresk and to the abbey there, and we have made some friends along the way who we believe might help the fate of Vallaki and the rest of Barovia. But it seems that our absence in Vallaki has seen some changes occur. We have heard about these attacks. Do you know anything more?
I do not. I have not seen these things. I keep to myself. It's not safe to be out on the streets, especially at night. Everyone in Vallaki, they are suspicious of everyone in Vallaki. No one trusts anyone. No one wants to buy any toys from Blinsky.
Has Ivan been leaving you alone?
Isaac?
Isaac.
Yes. He seemed very different now. He has not threatened to burn down my store in days.
Wow.
Good.
It really turned over a new leaf. You have not noticed any sort of pattern in the people who have been attacked, have you?
I have not been looking for such a pattern.
Do you know who the most recent victims were?
I am thinking last night there were two houses over by the east gates that were attacked.
Multiple houses.
Yes.
Has it been roughly that number every night, or is it getting worse, this problem?
It is getting worse. It was one house at first, we think, but then more. It is unclear. You know, the people, they disappear sometimes. Sometimes the house burned down, but you know, some of the people they find, they say it's not sure which night they were taken.
And the people that they have found, they are dead?
Yes, or mainly dead. Some are missing.
How were the ones who are dead? Is there any idea of how they were killed?
I did not ask, friend.
That's reasonable enough. Have they been all over town?
I am thinking mainly on eastern side, perhaps the church, it wards them off. I do not know.
Interesting.
I do not know. The Baron, he says nothing. He hides in his mansion. The people, for so long we put up with so much, all these festivals, because they were to keep us safe, and now this.
Well,
perhaps,
if he won't keep you safe, we will.
Perhaps there is something we can do about it, and we will investigate further.
Is there anything we can do for you right now?
You are good and brave, and I am thinking I am proud just to know you people. What can Blinsky do for you?
Tony, I would like to look around Blinsky's shop to see if there are any octopus toys that he's made, or any sort of, oh no, multi-tentacular toys, in case you do reappear, Frozen Tony.
Frozen Tony is a delicacy in some places.
Oh no.
Froto.
Frozen. No, Mr. Mr. Froto, no.
I didn't even hear that at first.
Well, maybe we've made it to a no context TPK.
Probably. It depends on if I'm having a good day or a bad day when I'm editing.
Hear that.
So, what do we think's going on?
We definitely angered the devil.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't tell if it's
one
people.
second, Blinsky. We like to strategize.
Yeah, do we have a dog and pony huddle? Minus
Yeah, what
pony.
do we call it?
I wonder if it is people who have been swayed.
It could be people. It could be a group within the town who is, either abducting or murdering people for some terrible end.
Maybe
It
it's the
could
book
be-
club.
It's the problem is
Maybe
that the
it's
church
the
seems to be
teenage
protecting.
necromancer.
Yeah, I feel like if the church is seeming to do some sort of protection, then if it's just people, they don't tend to be sort of warded off by.
They may be superstitious or believe that the church is in some way protecting people.
Or it could be that the strategy of all huddling together is working because it's easier to pick off
That's
small
true.
groups of stragglers than
Can we convince
large
all these folks to get together instead of separate? But then there's also the problem of we could be doing the work for the baddos.
This is very true. I think we should let people follow their instincts as to where they are the most safe and do everything that we can to try and determine the cause of this terrible affliction.
We may be worthwhile to patrol ourselves after dark and concentrate our efforts around the eastern side of the town if there is a pattern occurring there. Perhaps we can intercept them before their next attack.
Should we tell the guards and the burgermeister of our intentions? I would hate to have them think that we are responsible. That would just be inconvenient.
Yes, that would be most inconvenient. Perhaps it would be wise. They may try to dissuade us, but it does not seem as though they are in a position to turn down help when offered.
We might also want to investigate a house where this has happened so we can go to the burgermeister with as much information as possible.
Yes, and we cannot discount, I suppose, that he is responsible for this in some way.
Or involved.
So it would be
yes.
good to get a sense of that before we speak with him.
Yeah, and we could just say, we'll save your town in exchange for one wedding dress.
Slightly used previously.
Do not ask how we know that you have a wedding dress.
We just assume
that's
you're a
not
rich
the
guy.
point.
You're a rich guy. You're married. That's just it follows.
Yeah.
Elevor picks up
another
this very
classic player
strange,
adventure.
Elevor picks up this very strange mobile, and it sort of looks like a squid attacking dangling ships. And he turns to Blinsky and says, I would like to patronize your shop because you are one of the only bright points.
Elevor Landman, your money it is no good here. You take this, you have a good time.
Okay, well, Elevor is going to slip a silver piece onto the table or something.
No,
you don't see it. Fine, I'm doing a stealth check.
Sleight of hand.
Sleight of
Sleight of
hand.
hand.
Sleight of hand. Okay, I'm
Give
rewriting.
it to Piccolo. Piccolo's not going to turn down coin.
Yeah.
20 for a sleight of hand.
All right, you like kind of distracted with one hand and then give it to Piccolo with the other hand. Piccolo the monkey bites it and puts it in the little pocket.
Perfect. I will subtract 1 silver piece.
Should we head out to...
Piccolo waves at Samus, I guess. Yeah.
I suppose Piccolo would know Samus.
They used to work together.
My friend from work.
Yeah.
Yes. Should we? Is there anything else we need to do at Blinsky's, or should we head out and investigate a house?
Let's go investigate a house.
House investigators this summer on HGTV. Let's do it.
All right. There is, as mentioned, a house just down the street that I have marked. He also mentioned that there were several houses by the eastern gate. Do you want to just head to the closest one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Closest one it is. The house that I guess Erwin Mardukov gave you directions to is basically a collection of burnt timbers. Seems like someone has set fire to this house, managed to keep it contained such it didn't spread to the other structures around it, but it is basically just a square of burnt, blackened wood and charred personal effects.
Well, that's
Would it
not
be
going to be super helpful.
It was probably a 2-story house that has collapsed inward.
It seems strange that whoever has done this attack has the intelligence to prevent the entire town from going up in flames.
Well, I mean, maybe it wasn't the attacker that burned the house down. It could have been after it happened. The villagers decided it needed to be cleansed, so they just had a controlled burn. We didn't think to ask Blinsky about that.
But we've seen other ones that
Well,
were
they've
just marked,
suggested that some of them were set on fire as part of the attacks. They said
Yeah,
some
it's
were set
unclear.
on fire, but yeah. Assuming we
Blinsky-
take them at their word.
Blinsky did mention that there were other ones to the east, by the east
Yeah.
gate.
Mhm.
So we
Continue.
could.
They're conveniently marked.
right? Yes. Let us
I-
proceed to the second crime scene. Or Aline, if you wanted to do something.
No, it's okay.
All right. Over by the east gate, you're pretty much on the other edge of Valaki, opposite of where you came in. There are 2 houses roughly across the street from each other, and they have been marked with red X's. The windows are kind of broken out as if some kind of violence has befallen them. And looking inside, the first one you approach, there is clearly the sign of some kind of struggle that took place there. You see, even just peeking in through the door, some broken furniture and blood stains on the floor, as the sign of some kind of struggle. Somebody has stacked some crates of what appears to be kindling outside the house.
Is that someone still around?
No.
That's passive aggressive.
It would be nice if this house burned down.
Yeah,
I
here's-
guess I'll stack this kindling.
I wouldn't want to put this here. It might be a fire hazard.
It's just kind of dropped outside the house. There's 3 crates full of very
Crucible
dry twigs, basically.
peeks in the windows, but I'm not sure a 12 perception will tell us much more than we've already
Yeah.
seen.
It is dark. It looks abandoned. There's no sign of life in there.
I want to go
Kind of a
around
cult.
the house.
All right.
Is there you said there's no sign of life. There was no sign of death either, was there?
Well, there was bloodstains on the floor.
Okay.
I want to ask Imra to accompany me. Imra, you're good at spotting stuff. I feel like we should walk around the house and see if you can see any signs of what might have come or gone, what's happened.
All
You're
right.
way better at seeing that stuff than I am.
Yeah, I'll look for like tracks and
Give me a perception check, Imra. So Imra and Brolish, you head around the back of this little house. There's kind of a little fenced in kind of yard back there. Looks like they might have kept some farm animals or something like that there, though there's no current sign of life here. Someone has taken the trouble to paint a red X on the door as well. There's also some broken wind here. Imra, how'd you do?
I rolled a 1 for a total of 6.
I'm probably clomping and distracting you.
Do you want to roll a perception check, Brolish?
I will also roll a perception check, because why not?
I'm rolling for Androdite too.
I got a 15.
How did Androdite do?
Androdite got a 16.
Androdite is sniffing around at the ground, and Androdite finds a kind of strange scent, unusual, perhaps we would say not of the natural world. It does seem to match some footprints, and they kind of go across the yard and then up the wall of the house.
What kind of footprints? Are we talking like tiny little raccoon cute footprints, or are they
Yes.
like
It was a tiny little cute raccoon that did this.
It was
God
just one
damn it, man.
one
It's really
raccoon
hungry.
went bad.
Yeah, it's
They have the little
challenge rating
masks on.
15.
It's the worst.
Did I mention that all of the people that were killed were made out of sugar and left their garbage cans uncovered? They invited this upon themselves.
They were
What
made out of
horrors have
sugar.
we wrought?
They were made out of
Yeah.
sugar, but then when the raccoon tried to wash it,
the
Yes.
just
It's not its fault. It just did what raccoons do.
Yeah. They look humanoid, though perhaps a little on the pointy side. How's that? And to be fair, it is not footprints that then go up the side of the house, but kind of, claw marks. It does look like perhaps a second story window was either open or was the source of entry for these tracks.
Does it look like they started as footprints and became claw marks?
I think it's unclear. It's hard to say. They were, to be fair, they were not shod foots. These were not like shoe prints,
Gotcha.
right?
Lena's going to try and check sort of the entrances and see if she can figure out if there was forced entry or if they sort of broke a window or try and reconstruct the story. That's another 27.
Lena, are you at the front of the house, back of the house?
She's at the front of the house, but kind of walking around the perimeter, taking it all in. And with the 27, I think it's like real crime scene Vallaki.
All right, yeah. You are piecing it together. It seems like somebody managed to enter, but kind of force open second story window, some kind of creature. There was some kind of scuffle, perhaps with a small human on the second floor. And then that kind of led down to the first floor where multiple people were attacked. And judging by the size of the bloodstains on the floor, did not survive the attack. It looks pretty vicious, and it looks really like at least one portion was just kind of torn to pieces by something powerful with claw.
Lena's rogue subtype is inquisitive, so she's like reconstructing, being like, there, second story window, and then scaling. There was a struggle.
Yes,
that was a firefight.
You have in your mind, I think with that 27, the attackers were, this is not the work, though the savage murder of the inhabitants of this house was somewhat like a wild animal. The scaling of the house and entrance through a second story window does not kind of have those hallmarks. And you think that, I think it would perhaps not be too far a leap to suspect that some kind of supernatural agent of Strahd was involved here. Now, of course, that a true vampire cannot enter a home uninvited, but some of the lesser minions of Strahd
are just freaking rude.
Are just freaking rude.
Didn't even bring a homecoming gift.
And so I believe even specifically Esmeralda Tavernier spoke of the difference between vampire and vampire spawn, who are kind of the slightly more mindless thralls that serve Strahd and his other true vampire court. And it seems like perhaps this is the work of one or more of them.
I think
so. The question is Strahd or his forces here within Vallaki? Why have they targeted these good people who are simply living their life, throwing an unnecessary number of festivals, and occasionally, but not frequently enough, buying toys from the good Mr. Blinsky? Will our adventurers find these children of the night? Will they stop them? Or is this the end of the road? Will they never make it to Ravenloft? For answers to questions such as these, tune in next time. Total Party Kill. The end of everything. Right now.
Bum, bum, bum.
So dramatic.
I think I was keeping track of time correctly.
Yes, you were.
Yeah. So everything in Vallaki, super great.
Yep. Not unlike the rest of Barovia.
Yeah, I'll be honest, live stream / players. When I had this, I had planned, they'll go back to Vallaki and everything will be under lockdown and it will be like, everyone is in horrible isolation. I had planned that in the before times. So, yeah. Sorry if there's any cross imagery motifs with that.
I was only when Elevor started talking about rapid testing that I think I really was like, man, do we have to shove swabs up everybody's noses?
Yeah, I did the same thing.
Yep. I didn't bring up swabs. That was
Just
what
it reminded me of.
Yep. Keep your swabs on the deck. That's what I always say.
That's what Sailor Tony says.
Sailor Tony.
Well, there is some work to done in Valaki, but surely right after that, you will head straight to Ravenloft. Nothing bad will happen, and you'll wrap that up in maybe 1 or 2 sessions, right? Surely.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Mopping up action.
Yeah, well, yep. Just mopping up as a bonus action.
That's us.
Well, I think that's Dan. Anything else we need to do on our stream here tonight?
No, I don't think there's
All
anything
right.
we need to do.
Okay. Listeners, thank you for listening. We will be back soon. I will mention if you are a member of another podcast network, I guess this is like a side plug. I recently ran Cortex / Upgrade crossover. That's Jason Snell, Mike Hurley, and CGP Grey. I ran a science fiction role-playing game for 3 people, very weird and different, and Melee Network can check that out. It's strange. I think that you might be amused by it. But if you're not, you're not. No worries. I'm getting your internet connection is unstable messages. That's always great.
Fun.
Always
I like
fun.
it because it always tells me after the connection has like been blown several
Always.
times.
It
And it's
never
like,
tells you before.
I know this. I have
I
just
can tell now.
experienced this instability.
Well, live stream, we hope to be back sometime soon. We hope everyone's doing okay. Goodbye, internet.
Goodbye.